Hello all, this is JC3 from Is This Real? Do you want to start your own podcast? Then look no further than Buzzsprout.com. We here at Green Hour Media use Buzzsprout, and we love the team at Buzzsprout. They are all about helping you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform. Follow the link in our show notes to let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. It gets you a $20 paid Amazon gift card if you sign up with a paid plan and helps support our show. Join us and over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout.com to get your message out to the world.
From the Keithman Sakala Studios in Patterson, New Jersey, Green Hour Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, is President Joe Biden a compromised president? We'll discuss. And now your host, JC3.
Who wants better sex? And who wants better sex starting now? The best way to get started is go to adamandeve.com.
Adam and Eve is offering 50% off just any item.
But that's not all. When you select your one item, you will also get 3 bonus items. That includes a gift for him, a special gift for her, and a gift you'll both like.
Plus 6 free movies for your viewing pleasure and free shipping.
There is discreet shipping as your privacy is priority. Plus 100% free shipping on your entire order.
Doesn't matter how much you spend or what you buy, it will all be packaged and sent discreetly for free.
Don't wait. Better sex is just one click away.
That's 50% off one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping.
Bring more pleasure and satisfaction to your bedroom.
Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy or anything you desire.
Just enter code QUESTION at checkout.
That's question, QUESTION at adamandeve.com.
This exclusive offer is specific to this podcast only. So be sure at checkout you punch in the code QUESTION. That is QUESTION at checkout. And get your 50% off one item, 10 free gifts, and free shipping. Remember, use code QUESTION. Also remember to listen to Is This Real every Sunday at 8 o'clock with new episodes starting July 16th. Remember, everybody, question everything and put that question at the end of your checkout.
adamandeve.com.
Hey everybody, it's JC3 here. I just want to apologize, everybody. This week's episode, the first part of our segment, the audio is a little distorted, and unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. So, just that first part, the first section of our audio, the 25 minutes, is distorted. Please just continue listening. The audio gets a lot better throughout the rest of the episode. Thank you for all your support, and again, thank you guys for keep on listening to Is This Real? Welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of Is This Real? Is This Real? Tonight's episode, we are talking about the Bidens, and Joe Biden is the compromised president.
Yes.
In the booth tonight, we have Big Joe. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
We have Cito. Cito, say hello to everybody.
Hola.
Mr. West is in the building.
Fresh out the plane, konnichiwa, bitches.
We have Shrinking every week, Roadblock. Hello.
Hey, yo, what's going on,
That's
everybody?
a good thing.
Yes, that is a good thing. Pope Tony.
I'm the Pope. Ciao.
And I'm JC3. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about is Joe Biden a compromised president? And this is another debate episode as we have, this is what it'll be like halfway through the season so far,
About
gentlemen?
that, yeah. We still have a few more episodes, and then we have next season all lined up with spooky shit.
Yes. And I think this is the first time this season that all 6 of us are in the booth.
Maybe.
I think so.
It is.
It is.
You think so?
Yeah.
This is either me or Josh.
Yeah, either Cito or Josh wasn't here. It is the first time all 6 of us are in the booth.
All
So
right,
welcome, guys. Welcome to season
Cock, lock,
season 10.
All right,
I'm Wes. Nice to meet you.
so to start this episode off, where do we want to start it off, gentlemen? Because I have, as far as the debates, I have it right here. I have 3 questions that we can sit there and talk about. Not questions. We have 3 sections. We can
I have
sit there and talk
something.
about.
I mean, it's interesting you use the word compromised, because compromise here can be, in my eyes, one of 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Compromise is in like, is he mentally compromised because he's an 80-something-year-old man and they say stupid shit and they need medication to just live?
Yes.
Or do you mean compromised as in like financially compromised and is somebody who is like the head of this empire of just secret shady shit? And I don't think it can be both, because how can you be like the head of this crime family and be out of your fucking mind as an 82-year-old man?
You ever see that Bugs Bunny car?
Hold on. See, look, we have people raising their
I'm
hands.
sorry. I thought it was just open.
Joshua.
I was about to yell out, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be nice.
Sito started that
I'm
trend.
gonna be nice. You forgot one. Like I said, there's 2 different versions of compromise.
Well, the first 2 that come to my head. What do you got, a third?
I would say the third, compromise. Someone got some shady shit going on, reaching into that motherfucker's pocket, paying him off.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I agree with you, but there's no records of that, and that's the problem.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. All right. Before
Ready to jump on
Yes, before we get into that,
one, that's all.
before we get into that in the Hunter Biden situation, do we want to talk about his vice presidential years?
You're going to have to.
Yes, because that starts off
Because
with his stuff.
His criminal activity, and here you said it, has started off as the vice president. When he left office, he criminally removed documents. Criminally. You can talk all you want about Trump. It's not proven. But he did it. He literally took them out of there, and no one did anything about it.
I was just about to ask you that. Like, you're gonna have to explain that.
Okay.
At least for me, because everybody knows I'm not political. I'm literally not. So as far as him being criminal activity, what is it?
Okay. From what I can tell you, you cannot, as the president of the United States has the only one that has the authority to remove documents from the White House or to keep in his personal possessions. Now, having said that, it can go, they can be requested to come back, and some might say that's what happened in the Trump situation. We'll get to that, or we'll find that out. Joe Biden illegally removed classified information and documents as the vice president. It's clearly illegal. Mm-hmm. It's a crime, and no one has done anything. Right there, that's number 1 of the crime compromisation whatever the hell word is of this guy. It started right there. Okay. That is a clear-cut crime, and from last I heard, I hear crickets about it. Nobody's doing anything about it.
Okay, Sito?
So I got a question, Daddy. I know you said he started from his vice presidency,
right?
But I know he's been in the government for a long time,
40-some years now.
Yeah, 42. Like, you haven't found anything from before that?
Actually, I haven't looked back there, because this was all about Joe Biden's compromise as a president, and there's no point to looking that far back. As far as there's never been, as far as I know, any accusations that he's done anything shady.
I mean, what you could do, if you want to sit there and say, like, if it started then and he's just been continuing on forever, but again, I've never heard any records of him doing this before.
That's the only reason why I asked.
yes, Dad.
I'm gonna raise a hand. I'm gonna do it. The only thing you can honestly say about Joe Biden being compromised, in the years leading up, as far as the Senate, Joe Biden now he's for gay marriage. He's for this. He's for that. He's for all the stuff that the liberal woke agenda is for, and that's what put him in office. But leading up to that, the man celebrated the life and times and eulogized the racist Robert Byrd. He was his best friend.
That is a fact.
Okay, he's the same guy that'll tell you now that that Trump is a racist, Trump is a racist, with zero evidence. But he's the one that also turned around and said you can't go to a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts without having a slight Middle Eastern accent. Okay. Clearly racist.
Okay,
so that can be part of it.
Real quick, Tony.
Well, I was gonna say, as far as the documents being removed as vice president, as fine. Nothing got brought up on charges, and he should have been brought up on charges for it. If that's illegal, he should. Absolutely. Should have happened also to Mike Pence. Pence did the same thing as vice president.
Absolutely.
So I just think it should be across the board. If a rule's broken, no matter what side of the aisle is on, that person should pay.
I'm all for locking up both of them.
And as far as documents being removed from office as president, it depends on the type of documents. See, back in 2009, Obama signed he did an executive order about about presidential records and what is and what isn't considered a president's. Mm-hmm. Part of that thing was things that are like if the president writes something down on a sheet of paper, if he's copying directly from a top secret government file, then that's one thing to consider that they want back. Sure. But things that are just like his notes, that's all his. But when it's top secret stuff in the dossiers, color coded with the red and the yellow and the other color, they're saying, hey, this is your copy. Mm-hmm. This is not the president's.
We're not talking about that.
Hold on a second. What I'm saying is, this is your copy. Mm-hmm. We need it back. Mm-hmm. When that stuff gets removed from office, that's a different beast entirely.
You know what? I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
No president can sit there and go, well, it was mine to do what I want. It's not yours. It came from the department of whatever governmental branch gave it to you as your copy while you were president.
Okay, you're absolutely,
you don't need that shit.
You're absolutely correct. Okay, but here's the problem I have. Okay, we now have him under an indictment for that. It's going to go to court.
Which one?
About the
Trump.
Trump. Okay. So he's going to pay the piper or he's going to skate. One or the other.
Sure.
Or it's going to get thrown out of court. Okay. That clearly is up for debate.
Yes.
But we definitely have a problem with the other two, with Pence, and we have a problem with then Vice President Biden, and nothing has been done. So we can't even say we're going to bring them to justice. That's part of the country and the Biden administration being compromised. That's what we're discussing here. Trump, you can discuss Trump. He's been indicted. Let the court system take. I told you last week or 2 weeks ago.
I know.
If they come back and they find him guilty in due process, then you know what? You broke the law. You pay the price. Period. End of story. But until we have that, he is facing charges.
I'm interested because we won't go past Pence. We won't go past Biden. No one wants to look at Cheney. What does Cheney have?
Cheney, come get it. For all the not liking of Cheney, and there's a lot of shit that you can go into with Cheney on 9/11 alone. However, nothing has been brought up about removing documents, and they don't have anything on them. I mean, you know,
right. What I'm saying is, these are the only two examples we have, and we just so happen that it's one of each. Right. You have the vice president you have a Democratic vice president, you have a Democratic Republican president. I'm saying vice Republican president, and they both did the same thing. The difference why they're not facing charges, as far as they took something that they should have had that's debatable is whether or not they, we got to check if that broke the law or not. But the reason why they're not being brought up on charges for keeping it is because when they were told give it back, both VPs said, come get it. Search anything you want, take your shit back.
That's irrelevant. That's like going to Walmart, stealing the TV, and they said, they're catching you in the parking lot, I want it back, and I'll let you go. You're not. You're going to jail.
I agree with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But I'm saying that's the biggest difference. That's the biggest difference between what's happening with Trump and his charges.
Trump's been charged. Let's play out
real quick. Now, I know you two have a lot to say when it comes to this stuff. So I have to insert.
Oh, really?
The other three. Okay.
Wow. Insert documents.
Yeah, well, come on.
So I'm gonna Joshua. Do you have anything to say here?
Please insert.
Shut the fuck up, Anthony.
Insert it slowly.
For me, it's actually going to be educational wise. Mm-hmm. It will be me asking questions. This is the first time I've heard of this, like allegedly Biden taking documents while he was vice president. Is there going to be anything, or is there any allegations for the fact of him being president and doing that?
Well, he hasn't.
Is that gonna like counter?
Well, no, he hasn't left office.
Yeah, he's still president.
So when you're still president, you're allowed to take documents and unseal documents and stuff like that as president.
Yeah.
As the Presidential Records Act.
That's not why he's compromised. There's a whole fucking ring why he's compromised.
As far as presidency, I mean, to be honest, the Biden family the investigation from the oversight committee that I have here. This started, what, 2 years ago?
Well, I can remember a couple of years ago they were mentioning Hunter Biden. There was never any teeth with it because nobody. You gotta understand something. When it comes to politics, the allegations can drag on forever. But then when they need it to be done, then right away they're sending out this. You gotta go to court. You gotta do this and everything else.
Okay, hold on.
Turn up missing.
Wes, do you have anything to add in this section for right now?
No.
Cito, anything to add in this section for right now?
I mean, currently, just throughout the whole thing, I would be making have my own theory on everything.
Yeah.
So throughout the whole, I'm coming out.
Like during the vice presidency years.
During the vice presidency years, not vice presidency, a little bit after, I found something from 2021 that I didn't even know happened.
Okay. We'll get to that in the next section. I just want the China payments. Do we know when exactly these China and Russia payments started? Like how many years ago was this
China payments you're talking about?
From China to the Bidens?
No, all I can tell you is that what I know is the Biden family has set up.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I do have a date right here. Sorry. So apparently this is from the four-step plan to hide China's sourced payments. This all went down in 2017. 2017, he's not vice president anymore.
That's Trump's era.
Trump's era.
Okay.
So this did not start the Russia payments and the China payments did not start while he was vice president.
All right. Did any of them start while he was president?
Doesn't the whole China allegation thing go back to the Obama administration?
It
does. Yes. He apparently
they were in ties with selling government secrets.
China and the Obama the Obama administration had a lot of ties. And apparently
Joe Biden obviously would be included in one of those.
Yeah, Joe Biden actually went to. I have to search it up because I remember there was one. Yes, Ito.
So I'm wrong because I read the date because it said 2021, right? Mm-hmm. But reading it forward, this was during his what's it called? His role as former vice president. So it's on the Congress.gov. Mm-hmm. So, it's H.res.57 impeaching Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States, for abuse of power by enabling bribery and other high crimes and misdemeanors.
Read that again.
Yes, a little bit slower.
That was coming straight from the government website.
This is coming from Congress.gov.
Okay, read it, please.
H.res.57. I'm going to look for the full document. Okay. But this is the title and a quick summary. Impeaching Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States, for abuse of power by enabling bribery and other high crimes and misdemeanors.
Stop it right there. That one word, enabling them to do it. That's why they're going to go ahead and do it, even though they can't right now. They don't have his fingerprints on that money.
Right.
But I just got one question. Maybe, Cito, I'm going to ask you this question.
That was what was drawn up by Marjorie Teller Green. I think
okay.
that was one of the she was writing up.
I'm going to ask you this much.
Yeah.
If Joe Biden or if Hunter Biden and the Biden family has set up 20 dummy corporations and they were getting paid by China, Russia, Burisma, whoever, what were they getting paid to do? And now completely leaving Joe Biden out of the mix. What were they doing? What were they selling?
No, that's a completely valid point and question that I feel like I don't even think you stating that let's leave out Biden, because I feel like that's a big correlation, especially when it comes to governmental business.
Right.
Even just allowing certain businesses to thrive a little better in our country alone. Mm-hmm. So you stating the question, leaving out Biden, I feel like is absolutely wrong, and I feel like we should put him into this.
So do I. But again, the argument has been, well, you can't. You got no evidence to put him in here. But you also have.
I think I have an answer for that question.
Lack of evidence that he's done anything to prevent it.
Okay.
And what were they selling? What were they? Okay. Their name was Biden. They were selling the Biden brand.
After Wes, you say your point, then I have 2 points to make, and then we'll go to our first break. All right.
To answer that question, I think it has to be security. whatever it is that they're getting the permission or what they're trying to do, to have the security of knowing that they're still going to be able to do it because they have U.S. backed political people in power for something.
I agree with
like
you,
that.
but they
and
also,
it could just be just in the term of just like, oh, here's some like money laundering,
and it also could be, and what it is,
and they're just getting a percentage of that just because they're getting the security of whatever it is that they're getting allowed to do.
Simply because
I think
Joe Biden has let his name out there, and they're selling the Biden brand. They're not selling this to Mr. West. They're not giving you all this money for nothing. They're not selling it to me. They're not taking money from all these to get close to me. Simply put, that is what you just read, Cito, for enabling. That word is the reason why they're going to go forward with the impeachment. But again, it's going to be another bullshit story anyway.
Prove that he knew was happening and let it happen. That's the issue.
Hold on.
Anthony, come on, Anthony.
Cito.
One, I found the full document. Two, it was done in 2021. So obviously we know the outcome if it never happened.
Yeah, okay. So I have two things. One, from that document right there, from what you were saying, Dad, a lot of the counterpoints to, saying that they don't know what Biden was receiving or anything like that in his tax records, or Hunter Biden actually, they turn around and say, well, Trump was receiving money from China and Russia at the same time. The thing with that is
he's also doing business with
Trump can account for where that money is coming from and what he's giving money to.
Exactly.
They can't account where that money is coming from, or what that money is coming from,
and why they're receiving it.
That's what they can't account for from China and Russia.
So somebody was selling influence.
Real quick. I have 3 quotes here from Joe Biden on his trail. These are a campaign trail from 2020. Well, I guess it'll be a campaign rally. 1 from a campaign rally and 2 from 2 interviews, right? So this was Biden at a campaign rally in Sparks High School, Nevada, January 10th, 2020. He goes, I spent more time with Xi Jinping, at least before we got out, than any other world leader has. I traveled 17,000 miles with him, the president of China. We traveled around the world together in the United States and China. I don't know, that's a very confusing statement.
It is.
Then he goes around, and this is an interview with Nora O'Donnell, CBS. This is February 7th of 2020. I spent 24 to 25 hours of private meetings with him when I was vice president. Traveled 17,000 miles with him. I know him pretty well. And this is President Biden during a town hall meeting on CNN February 16, 2021. My point was that when I came back from the meeting with him and traveling 17,000 miles with him when I was vice president and he was the vice president, that's how I got to know him very well. So obviously he knows the president, Xi Jinping, very well, and can probably deal with that. All right, you have one thing?
World leader.
Right. Yeah, but I have the full document. Does anyone want me to send it to them? Because I could read off a little bit. Because it goes into...
I have it.
You have it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any of you guys want the actual document? I could just text it to the group chat to follow.
Yeah,
All right.
All right, so we're going to take a short little break, and then we'll come back. Cee's just going to read the document, and then we'll start getting into, what do I have for the second part? Oh, the Hunter Biden scandal. We'll get right into that. We'll be right back, guys.
Hey everybody, we're just letting you know that we have new merch in our store. Go to greenhourmediastore.myspreadshop.com, greenhourmedia.org, or the link in the bio for our first ever logo drop. The Cryptid collection is here. Get your favorite cryptids such as Bigfoot, Mothman, Nessie, the Yeti, or the Jersey Devil on t-shirts, hats, or mugs. You can also get all of our podcast logos on various items as well. Remember, that's greenhourmediastore.myspreadshop.com, greenhourmedia.org, or the link in the bio. New episodes of Is This Real drop Sundays at 8. Question everything.
Hello, this is JC3 speaking.
If you want to know more about Is This Real Podcast and our parent company, Green Arrow Media, then visit greenarrowmedia.org. You can find and follow all of our social media pages through our website. If you love our content, then you can support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Patreon page. Remember, that is greenarrowmedia.org. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
The struggle to get this episode out is amazing.
Fuck you, okay? Coming back to the Biden episode, the Biden compromise debate. Our episode, like every other episode we've done, is presented by Dubby.
Dubby!
Go to w.gg, punch in the code IsThisRealPC, all one word, to get 10% off your Dubby products.
Please.
Yeah. If you want to continue seeing these
Snort
things.
that Dubby.
No, you don't snort it. That's not how you do.
Drink that Dubby. That
There you
Dub
go.
sludge is pretty
Please don't.
All right, so before we get into your seat, though, I do want to ask everybody in the first 5 minutes of this, what was their thought of the first section? Because this is gonna be a long episode, and it's going to be one of those things where
Not enough yelling and screaming.
there's going to be a lot of information that gets passed here because it's something that's ongoing right now.
Well, I got something here we talk about. I got some Devin Archer shit from his testimony.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Josh because he never talks. Joshua, what did you feel about the first? I know you said you're going to be asking a lot more questions.
Talk to your stick.
What did you feel about?
I'm gonna be a functional mute for the rest of the episode.
I mean, isn't that what you do anyway?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it up. Fucking assholes.
I know that's hard for you to keep.
Do you have
it
any
up.
questions so far, Joshua?
No, actually, it's just like a lot of information. I don't really pay attention to politics like at all. I mean, I've stated in previous episodes when it comes to politics, I think it's all a bunch of bullshit, and it's like until we can stop yelling and hating at each other and like left and right and just come together and make the country better for us, I really don't see a point in getting into politics.
RFK.
Okay. And to that point, it's obvious that things like what happened with allegedly Trump and then what's going on with Biden now, it's like, how can we even have faith in politics or the government at all when all this shit comes together almost every other presidency at this point in our lifetimes?
I want to bounce a thought off of that real quick.
What?
I was driving over here and I'm like, we have one president who is indicted multiple times, and they said they have really, really hard evidence against him.
Hard evidence.
And you have hold on a second. That's why I said they say. I didn't say they definitely have. I said they say.
I'm sitting here.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the quotes over hard evidence.
And then we have another president who they say they have hard evidence against, but they've said publicly we can't exactly put his fingerprints on the money. And it's like, these are two different parties, same fucking thing. What the fuck?
I got,
And the timeline is interesting. Have you noticed that within like a day or two of each other, it's like
Absolutely.
they say something about the oversight. The oversight committee says something about the Biden scandal.
Trump gets
indictment.
indicted.
Another thing about the Biden scandal. Another Trump thing.
Well,
It's like boom, boom, one for
You know
one.
what it is?
It's a
You know what it
tennis
is?
match.
You know what it
They're
is? They're
playing
going
pong.
to keep going back and forth with these two.
Until one
And
of
the
them
only-
dies.
Probably. But all I can think of is that my favorite president got a job on the job and got impeached. So it's like, why can't they go that far with presidents who are actually doing
Okay.
way worse things?
He only got impeached because he lied about it. No one cares that he got blown. The practice he got. In fact, is he lied.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
and
can't
it's
lie
like
to Congress. That
these-
doesn't help.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's like you have these presidents who are either allegedly or not allegedly or actually are doing these fucking criminal things, and it's like nothing.
The only thing I have to say for that is when they keep doing the Trump indictments, to me, and you could say what you want, I know Anthony will probably disagree with me, it is a tactic to keep Trump off the 2024 trail. As far as, because if you look at when they want to sit there and do all these trials, They're right before very important caucuses for the 2024 election. And Trump's going to have to be there from 9 to 5 in court, so he can't sit there and actually go to the caucuses.
Can we go to? You're right, and that's all fine. But can we just stick to the Biden, please?
No, I agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't. Keep,
No,
also,
you brought that up. That's why I wanted
We
to say
did that
that.
on the Biden. We did that on the Trump episode.
You're not going
and-
to keep Trump out. He'll make it work.
Okay, so since West went to go, I believe, get water.
Yes.
Cito,
All right. Well,
feed it to me, Cito.
currently, right now,
Speaking
the way
of
I'm
that
thinking,
mic.
especially
Whoa,
my.
whoa.
not like that.
Nice and loud, buddy.
So
That's you. That's what he wanted. He said to feed it.
Thank
I
you.
still won't do that. Like,
Continue.
so currently between the document.
Ow. You good there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good.
My bad.
Between the document I read and like from back and forth between Anthony and Dad has said, right now my thoughts are towards this side.
Towards Dad.
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
usually doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
But between documents I've read and information that he brought up and will bring up in the future, things that we have already tied to the Hunter Biden case, like right now, I'm just
Robinette.
I'm just like 100% on Dad's side right now. Woohoo! Like I'm telling you, this is a debate, but right now it's about to be a serious tag team for you, Anthony. And you know it's gonna be bad.
Anthony, you're about to be double penetrated.
I'm gonna.
Yes.
It's Thursday already.
Whoa.
Thursdays? I'm not
Okay.
gonna go into that question. I'm
Okay,
gonna ask
you wanted to bring talk about the document. So let's talk about the document, Cito. You brought this up. This is something I haven't seen yet. This is Marjorie Teller Green's whatchamacallit, impeachment document, right?
Yes, impeachment of the president.
From
So-
2021, right?
It was published in 2021. So Article 1, abuse of power. The Constitution provides the House of Representatives, so basically going over House of Representatives, stuff like that. But as vice president, Joseph Biden was the senior Obama administrative official overseeing anti-corruption efforts in Ukraine. Hence, any illegal activity involving corruption conducted by Hunter Biden within or in relation of Ukraine would fall under purview of the office of Vice President Biden and the Obama State Department anti-corruption efforts. And it goes into that situation. Yes, sir.
Yes.
You missed something very important in Article 1 for the impeachment and conviction of treason. Treason! He's a traitor!
You just want to say treason.
I did. He's a traitor.
All right, I believe and the reason why they're connecting it, because obviously if you know, I don't know if you know, Joshua, but
What?
Hunter Biden, I believe is
That's his son.
Yes, is the son of Joe Biden, but he is also the he's on the board of directors for a Ukrainian-based natural gas
He
company.
was.
Burisma.
Okay, here's my question.
All right, here we go.
You're gonna like this.
I'm trying to make sure I frame this right, just because
Frame it.
as
Frame
someone
it right.
who's basically ignorant of fucking politics,
Too ignorant.
I hear what the fuck, dude. I hear the Hunter Biden scandal.
Yes.
I guess my question would be: would this be connected politically, or would this be connected just simply because it's Joe Biden's son?
I'll let Devin Archer answer that question if you guys don't mind.
I need to know, like, is Biden part of the politicalness of being in the White House, or is he just Joe Biden's son and people are trying to go after Biden because he's the son of Joe
Let
Biden?
Anthony, because
So Devin Archer testified in front of Congress
Let's
last month.
lay out who Devin Archer
yeah,
is.
tell
please.
Devin Archer was
Joshua.
a business partner of
Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden.
Okay,
Okay,
on Burisma.
on Burisma.
right.
So
What the fuck is that?
Burisma was a
the
Ukrainian
the
company.
Ukrainian gas company.
Oh, okay.
So, when he testified, this is from the Oversight Committee's website. These are the key takeaways from Devin Archer's transcript. Devin Archer testified that the value of adding Hunter Biden to the Burisma board was the brand, quote unquote, and confirmed that then Vice President Joe Biden was the brand. So they're saying that this is the son of the Vice President of the United States. If we put him on board, that's a good thing. Archer
It's a
admitted
good
that-
look.
It's a good look. Archer admitted that Burisma would have gone out of business if the brand had not been attached to it. He believed that Hunter Biden being on board and the Biden brand contributed to Burisma's longevity. People would have been intimidated to mess with Burisma legally because of the Biden brand. In December of 15, the owner of Burisma and an executive of Burisma placed pressure on Hunter to get help from D.C. regarding the Ukrainian prosecutor Viktor Shokin. Shokin was investigating Burisma for corruption. Hunter, along with the CEO and the owner of Burisma, called D.C. to discuss the matter. Hunter, the owner, and the CEO stepped away to make the call. This raised concern that Hunter was in violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act.
Which he is at this point.
Meaning that he called in a favor to his dad to help Burisma with somebody who was investigating Burisma.
Now, why is it a bad thing? Because at that time he has no type. He can't use his
You
name.
can't use your father to do that.
No, well, he can't
you know
use
what I mean?
himself as like a U.S. like
Well, he's
political person.
Correct.
That's the thing.
That's
Biden was the
right.
vice president at the time.
Now,
Well, I think what he's alluding to is the fact that he didn't register as acting on behalf of the government.
right,
yeah.
exactly.
Like you can't say, oh, this is part of like government stuff.
Correct.
But
Right.
like,
Now, Devin
Okay.
Archer didn't hear that phone call. He knew they stepped away. Devin Archer testified that Hunter then put Joe Biden on the speakerphone during business meetings over 20 times. Archer testified that putting Biden on the phone call was to, quote-unquote, sell the brand. These phone calls include a dinner in Paris with a French energy company and in China with Jonathan Lee, CEO of BHR. Archer acknowledged that Vice President Biden had coffee with Jonathan Lee, the CEO of BHR, in Beijing. He even wrote a letter of recommendation for college for Lee's daughter. Archer confirmed that Joe B was referred to as my guy by Hunter Biden. And in the spring of 2014, the then VP Biden attended a business dinner with his son, Hunter, and his associates at Cafe Milano in Washington. Elena Baturina, a Russian oligarch who is the widow of the former mayor of Moscow, attended the dinner. Notably, the Biden administration's public sanctions list for Russian oligarchs does not contain Baturina. So basically, he's using his father to flex and say, I got the president in my back pocket. Should you
forgetting
guys
one
need any
very-
help? We got you. And in exchange, they gave him money. I don't think that's extortion. I don't think that's bribery. I don't even know what to call that, but I know it's not legal.
All right, Dad.
You're forgetting one very important thing here. Now,
And mind you, that was all just from Archer.
Well, okay, and he's right, but what happened when Joe Biden? They were looking for someone to influence to getting the guy that was Viktor Shokin fired, because Viktor Shokin was looking into Burisma and their bad dealings with Hunter Biden,
Right.
and with this guy. And what happened?
Shokin got fired.
Why did he get fired?
I don't know why he got
Well,
fired.
you should, because you know what? It's clearly there. Joe Biden on tape.
I was just reading that part.
Well, Joe Biden on tape said in an interview, it's right there, that I went there and I told him he went there with $1 billion of money that was going to be there to help the Ukraine people. And he said, unless this guy gets fired looking into Burisma, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If this guy isn't fired, you're not getting $1 billion. That is classic quid pro quo.
That's true.
Okay, he did what he was. So right there at anything, that is, he should have been disqualified for running for president. Number one, he should have been brought up on charges for illegal activity at the best, at the worst. Okay, but none of this happened. So again, selling the brand during his vice presidency should have actually not allowed him to run for president, and it never happened. That's why he's being looked into today. That's why he's going to be impeached if they go that far, because they can use that against him.
All right, so I'm gonna say one thing from what the payments are from what's her face, Yelena Bortarina.
$250,000.
A lot more than that. Then we're gonna go to Cito, and then we're gonna
I
go to
just
West.
wanted to say that
Or not.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's just bribery.
Is it bribery? It's like, hey, put me on board because I got something you might need.
It worked for him, didn't it?
No, I understand, but I'm saying
No,
but
that's
by
not
definition
bribery.
of bribery, I don't.
That's
He's
not bribery.
But he's
No,
taking
it's not
pay-
bribery, right?
He's taking payment for it, though.
It's like, I'm a powerful friend. You're going to want to put me on your payroll in case you run into trouble. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. I don't know what you would call that.
Isn't
Like,
that
at least with the
considered extortion?
yeah,
Yeah, I was about
extortion.
to say
That
it's
was
extortion.
On
was
Joe
trying to-
Biden's part, not Hunter, because Hunter.
Because there's no threat, though.
Hunter
No, no,
was
no.
legally
Does it have to be a
working
threat?
for them, even though he had
No, it doesn't have to.
Hunter had
That
no
would be
business
blackmail.
working for him.
We're breaking down
nothing.
here. All right.
But Burisma hired him because they wanted that influence to Joe Biden, and they got it.
Okay, Sita.
So extortion, it does not have to be a threat. For example, extortion could be we've seen in classics, your place got roughed up. We'll protect your place for payments.
Yeah.
That's extortion.
Right, but
Lots
the
of
threat,
mafia
the
stuff all the time.
the
Yeah.
underlying threat, the mafia shit is like, if you don't pay us, we're gonna fuck your place up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's no threat against Burisma other than it could have gone out of business.
That's the threat, though.
Well, the corruption.
Yeah.
was- they
Without
were
me,
being-
you will go out of business.
They were being.
Oh,
they were
that's
being.
true. Yeah,
they were being
yeah.
investigated for corruption.
If
by,
you don't,
by
like, yeah,
Shokin.
we're not gonna put you out of business, but you're gonna need my help, otherwise you will go out of business.
Okay, so
I get you.
the payments from Yelena Baturina to Devin Archer and Hunter Biden. So, on February 14, 2014, she paid $3.5 million to Rosemont Seneca Thornton. The payments Seneca partners were Hunter Biden, Devin Archer, and Eric Schwemmen. I don't know. $2.75 million on March 11th, 2014 from Rosemont Seneca Thornton went to Rosemont Seneca Bohai. And these are direct payments, personal expenses, and investments to Hunter Biden, who was a Wasco PC, and Devin Archer separately.
Right.
And then from the Rosemont Seneca Thornton went $750,000 to Devin Archer directly on March 11th, 2014. So they got paid that. And then the Biden family from China alone.
And in exchange, there's no sanctions against her
Yeah.
as a Russian oligarch, although there are sanctions against Russian
This
oligarchs.
is
So
much corruption.
there's payments from China to Hunter Biden, James and Sarah Biden, Hallie Biden, and an unknown Biden that they do not know who the other Biden is getting paid.
Right.
This is directly from China, from Chairman Yi, through various different sources, through businesses, through infrastructure.
And that's through all the dummy Biden corporations, right?
Yes, Diamond Exchange, all of it. So these are actually things that they've tracked money to the Biden family
from the banks.
from Russia, and from China.
Right. And the problem is because Joe Biden's bank account doesn't have any mysterious payments in there, they can't say you've accepted money directly.
They don't need to.
Well, then, right. If you charge them as a family, it's like the RICO Act. If you get one, you can link them all.
Well, it's a gray area. I'll admit that. However, the mere fact that Joe Biden, you're going to sit there. Anybody with common sense will tell you that this guy is the president of the United States, and there's no way on earth that he's not. They're not checking in with him saying that we just got 20 dummy corporations and we're getting all this stuff from China. They're not going to do it on his name. And again, what are they selling? What are they giving to these people who are giving them the money?
the brand.
The access to Joe.
Okay.
It brings him right into the corruption.
All right, we're gonna go right to you, Sito, then we're gonna go to our second break. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, West.
This might be a little longer
That's
because
fine.
it's going back into the document.
Well, West already talked about what he wanted to talk about. He doesn't form in line correctly. It's okay.
I do what I want.
Exactly. All right.
So first, I'll read this small part of the top part of the document. Then I'll go into the rest of the document, but specifically, so this is from the top of the document, and it states, in fact, many State Department officials within the Obama administration repeatedly registered reservations about Hunter Biden's role on the board of a corrupt company. Thus, any instances of corruption on behalf of Hunter Biden via his role as a board member of Ukrainian-operated Burisma energy firm were either not investigated or covered up. The evidence of widespread knowledge, corruption, and collusion on behalf of the Biden family with foreign nationals is clear and compelling. And this is what this states. Among other examples, it has been materially demonstrated that, and this is going to, I'm going to go one by one. I'm just going to say one, and if you guys have any statements, I know Dad might have a statement, or you, Joey, or
Yeah.
anyone. So, one, According to U.S. Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs and the United States Senate Committee of Finance, the Vice President's office and State Department officials were aware but ignored concerns relating to Hunter Biden's role on the board of the Ukrainian-based natural gas company, Burisma. That's one. 2. According to the same sources, Hunter Biden and his family financial transactions with Ukrainian, Russian, Kazakh, which is Kazakhstan, and Chinese nationals raised criminal concerns and extortion threats. One comment I do have on that is that, of course, we talked about China and Russia, but it mentions Ukrainian and Kazakhstan.
Well, just think about all the other places that it's a gas company.
It's a gas, but that's the thing. Kazakhstan was nowhere near, at least from any discussion that we've had, was not a single time was mentioned.
Well, yeah, no. Yeah.
So I think
You're talking in 4 different countries now.
Yeah, 4 different countries from what we have used to known as 2 plus Burisma.
Yeah.
3. In early 2015, former acting deputy chief of mission at the U.S. Embassy of Kiev, Ukraine, George Kent, raised concerns to officials in Vice President Joe Biden's office about the perception of a conflict of interest with respect of Hunter Biden's role on Burisma's board. Kent's concerns went further unaddressed, and in September 2016, he emphasized in an email to his colleagues, quotations, "Furthermore, the presence of Hunter Biden on the Burisma board was very awkward for all U.S. officials pushing an anti-corruption agenda in Ukraine." Quotations. 4. In October 2015, Senior State Department official Amos Horstein raised concerns with Vice President Biden as well as with Hunter Biden that Hunter Biden's position on the Burisma board enabled Russian disinformation efforts and risked undermining U.S. policy in Ukraine. Vice President Biden did not resolve this conflict of interest. Instead, he enabled it. In addition to over $4 million paid by Burisma for Hunter Biden's board membership, Hunter Biden and his family received millions of dollars from foreign nationals with questionable backgrounds. Specifically, the ongoing FBI investigation into the Hunter Biden's laptop, and of course, that's Hunter received a 2.8 carat diamond gift from a high-ranking Chinese official in 2017. Hunter Biden told the New Yorker magazine that he felt uncomfortable receiving the diamond and gave it to other associates. I find that strange. Like,
when a man gives you a piece of jewelry as a gift, you gotta look that man in the eye and go, "This is kind of weird. I'd rather just have the cash."
I mean, okay, you're not wrong.
Hunter Biden's a man, damn it.
6.
Is this a diamond encrusted bracelet? No, I'm good, fam. How much you pay for that? Just write me a check.
Hunter Biden had businesses with Yang Xiaomong, founder of the CEFC, Chinese Energy Company, Ltd., Gong Wendong, and other Chinese nationals linked to the Communist Party and the People's Liberation Army. Those associations result.
No, IRA. I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Those associations resulted in millions of dollars in cash flow. There exists a vast web of corporate connections and financial transactions between and among the Biden family and Chinese nationals. We already know that part.
Oh yeah, there's okay. So we're about to hit 25 minutes.
Joey's like, enough. We get it. He's fucking criminal.
I don't want to go into the entire thing. I want people. I did pick one more, so you could use. Again, I don't want to read the entire fucking situation for this guy. This thing
All
right
I'm
now.
saying it's evidence.
I know it is, and what I'm saying is, it's one of those things. It's going to take.
It's long. Yeah,
20 minutes to read
It's
the
also
rest
good
of
to
it.
keep in mind that this was introduced in 2021. Nothing's happened with it. It hasn't been dismissed. It was sent to the Oversight Committee.
The reason why you had a Democratic-led Congress. That's why that's what's done with it.
Right, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
It was sent to the Oversight Committee. They
knew
got
that.
it on file.
She knew that going in, but she needed to do something, and that document was another way of keeping it fresh in people's minds and getting it out there and saying, look, I'm trying to get this to, this is what we're trying to do. But she knew full well it wasn't going to go anywhere.
All right, Cito, you have one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is number 8, and you guys can go read it. You guys can read the rest of the document on your own. Go ahead. It's on the Congress website. So this isn't some third-party website that just said, yeah, here's this. This is directly coming from Congress.
Fucking Congress.
Number 8. In 2016, Ukraine's top anti-corruption prosecutor, Viktor Shokin, had an active and ongoing investigation into Burisma and its own company, and its owner, I'm not pronouncing that.
Mykolaiv.
That's why I just said owner and CEO.
It's-
Those are not names; those are eye charts.
Mykolaiv
Tchaikovsky. If you say
Mykolaiv
it out loud,
Tchaikovsky.
fucking things will start floating.
And I say stupid shit.
It's okay. Look, for the person who can't read me, it's Mykolaiv Shakevsky.
I
How
don't
much-
trust you.
How much times did you look that up? Because I'm gonna be honest, this is the first time I've seen the name.
It's Zlovchevsky.
So
Say
wait,
it loud one
you're
more
telling
time.
me you can barely speak English, but you can say that perfectly?
Yeah.
Say it one more time. The board's gonna start floating. It's a Harry Potter
Zlovchevsky.
spell, goddamn.
Zlovchevsky.
Oh God! Put me down.
First of all,
Anyways.
there's not a fucking spell in the book that can lift your fat ass, okay?
I'm done.
Well, I'm just gonna finish up here, okay? So, at the time, Hunter Biden continued to, serve on the Burisma board of directors. According to news reports, the Vice President Biden threatened to withhold $1 billion United States loan guarantees if Ukraine's leaders did not dismiss. After that, Ukraine's parliament fired Shokin.
Boom, right there. That's what Dad said before in the quid
muscle
quo pro.
flexing.
Whatever the fuck that is. All right, so we're gonna take our short little our second short little break, and we'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. Hey everybody, I'm JC3,
And I'm Mr. West.
and this episode is brought to you by Dubby. Made by professionals in the USA, Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, including the patented neurofactor. You know what Dubby doesn't give you?
What's that?
No calories,
No calories.
no sugars,
No sugar.
no fillers,
No fillers.
and no artificial flavors. When the raw ingredients arrive to their FDA-registered and inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP guidelines, they undergo a quarantine while a small sample of each ingredient is taken to test for any impurities, while also being tested to ensure that the ingredients are actually what they are supposed to be and have the proper dosage.
And once the ingredients pass all the tests, then they're cleared to get mixed into the formula. So head on over to dubby.gg and use our offer code IsThisRealPC for 10% off your first order. That's DUBBY.GG and use the code IsThisRealPC for 10% off. They have great flavors such as Galaxy Grenade, Dub Sludge, Passion Joy Tea, Monkey Madness, and Dragonade. My personal favorites. is
Dragonade right here. I got Dragonade right here. Delicious.
Drink Dubby.
And be better.
These products are not intended to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you liked this video today, please click the like and subscribe button and make sure to hit the notification icon to keep up with all our videos.
Who wants better sex? And who wants better sex starting now? The best way to get started is go to adamandeve.com.
Adam and Eve is offering 50% off just any item.
But that's not all. When you select your one item, you will also get 3 bonus items. That includes a gift for him, a special gift for her, and a gift you'll both like.
Plus 6 free movies for your viewing pleasure and free shipping.
There is discreet shipping as your privacy is priority. Plus 100% free shipping on your entire order.
Doesn't matter how much you spend or what you buy, it will all be packaged and sent discreetly for free.
Don't wait. Better sex is just one click away.
That's 50% off one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping.
Bring more pleasure and satisfaction to your bedroom.
Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy or anything you desire.
Just enter code QUESTION at checkout.
That's question, QUESTION at adamandeve.com.
This exclusive offer is specific to this podcast only. So be sure at checkout you punch in the code QUESTION. That is QUESTION at checkout. and get your 50% off one item, 10 free gifts, and free shipping. Remember, use code QUESTION. Also remember to listen to Is This Real every Sunday at 8 o'clock with new episodes starting July 16th. Remember, everybody, question everything and put that question at the end of your checkout.
AdamandEve.com.
And welcome back to our final part of this Biden episode. Jesus Christ. Enough with the microphone. We have to figure that out. We have to figure that out.
Yep.
All right, Anthony, please tell us our sponsor for this little
Our
segment.
sponsor for this episode is BetterHelp.com. BetterHelp.com puts you with what? Were you shaking your head?
No, I'm shaking my head at him.
Oh, sorry.
Continue.
BetterHelp.com is there for you when you need a mental health therapy.
Expert.
That's the one.
God.
Sorry.
We fucking suck.
BetterHelp is there for you when you're going through a crisis and you need to talk to somebody. But it's not just a therapist they connect you to. They connect you to a therapist who's specialized in what you need. Relationship issues, business issues, or anything with like... Shut up, Joe. I'm feeling nervous now.
My God, man.
The point is, BetterHelp is there for you.
BetterHelp.com. If you need help mentally, go to BetterHelp.com. Use our link.
BetterHelp.com/question.
Thank you. On to this final segment. Sito, please continue. Fuck!
I don't even have to continue.
I was
Can I just do
trying.
it the next time?
Yeah, you can do it the next time.
Yeah.
Because, my God.
I was really trying there.
I would say... No, never mind. Okay, so the last part. We're talking Jesus Christ. I just looked over and this man is dogging whatever the fuck he's eating.
And it's all on camera, too.
All on your face. My God, man.
Like, he's trying to hide from the camera, and all I see is the top of his fucking head.
Holy shit.
Munching away.
Anywho, what do we have for the last segment? We're talking about the rest of the Hunter Biden, the president thing. If Biden's president, this episode fucking sucks. If Biden is compromised,
so far.
It is,
All right.
and I think it's because I'm asking questions. Because I feel like at this point I'm a listener. I'm an
all right.
audience
Any more
member.
questions you have to
I'm
ask?
engaging. Well, the one question I had,
Did
you
he
guys,
sniff the crack?
yeah, no, you guys kind of blew it out the fucking park. I was gonna be that guy who questioned, but like, what if Biden really wasn't involved? Like, what if his son was doing all this shit on his own? But when you said that his son called him and put him on speaker, that kind of blew that out the way.
However, let me...
Here we go.
Archer,
Hold on. Sito had his hand raised before you
go
had to
ahead.
talk.
So, I have a theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's about Joe Biden, and I do think he's compromised, but how?
My boy said, I think he compromised.
But it's about how. So, throughout the whole episode, we're talking about Hunter Biden, you know, any corruption, period. And we all know Joe Biden and his brain, gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, that's
he's
what I was
pretty
thinking.
fucked.
Like, do we really think he's involved? And at this point, he's so fucking old. Does he even
Yes
know
and no.
what he's saying or doing?
Yes and no, because we've seen it at times with other elected officials or other officials, period, where some of them are really old and there's someone that comes up right behind them and just tells them like, hey, do that. I'm thinking is that right now, or because I'm not sure if you know this, Biden had 2 aneurysms in the past.
1988, I believe, right?
It was 1988.
The year I was born? What the fuck? I caused him an aneurysm? This is bullshit.
February. You were born in
Two of
August,
them.
bruh.
Two of them.
Two of them.
It's still the year I was born, asshole.
And we all know an aneurysm can heavily affect the brain.
Yes.
Yes.
And my theory is, and I kind of full-heartedly believe it, is that it's a yes and a no. Because he is allowing these things to happen, but it's because he's being influenced by outside sources, whether that be the family, or I can even go deeper, is just the entire political party who has their hand in just controlling what Biden does. Whether it be corruption, whether it be corruption within his son, the party, whoever around him can kind of just control him and tell him what he needs to do, because we all know he's not fully there. We all know he's old enough to say that, like, he can't even finish his speech. He just blanks out. And we've seen this multiple times.
I was going to say, if they're controlling him, they're not doing a good job because that motherfucker can't even walk.
It comes down to a very simple phrase. Plausible deniability.
We'll go to Dad right after.
If Hunter doesn't tell him everything, and Hunter makes these deals, and he says, puts him on the phone, because Devin did say that his father was on the phone call, but he also testified saying stuff like, yeah, he was saying, hey guys, how's everyone doing? All right, talk to you later, and he hung up. Like, Biden wasn't in on the meetings contributing, saying this is what we should do. It was like, hi Dad, how you doing? Hi, hey guys, I'm Joe Biden. Talk to you later, and that was it. And because there's no money in his account, they can't, and the Republicans said they can't physically tie him to what his son did. You can't charge someone for the actions of their child. It's plausible deniability. If he's in the dark so much and he's able to sit there and go, I didn't know that, and my son did these things, then that's the defense he's going to take. I do agree with you when it comes to that idea of just he's not competent enough to handle this stuff. But that also makes me sit there and go, if he was in the know, how can that possibly be if he's not competent enough to handle it? So in my opinion, he was told things, nothing incriminating to his knowledge. And if it's true in the allegation of the impeachment article that Green wrote, that because, there was a phone call made and that's what got what's-his-face fired because he was looking into Burisma.
The quid pro quo.
If that is 100% true and that is quid pro quo, that is something that he can be absolutely impeached on. But the problem is you have to establish that. And that's the problem. They don't have that call on tape or anything like that.
Dad?
Okay, I'm gonna get to Cito. Cito, I do believe that the president is compromised, and whether he had an aneurysm or not, the mere fact that he bragged about getting Shokin fired and held back $1 billion in money showed you right there. It didn't matter what he had; he knew what he was doing. Now, having said that, to the point of, well, we're gonna just say, well, he mysteriously didn't know anything. You honestly believe, common sense wise, his family, his former daughter-in-law, his son, his dog, his his parakeet, whatever, were putting 20 dummy corporations together and receiving money for something that they weren't selling, except his name and his influence. And he was on the phone with these guys over and over again. Shows me he knew what he was doing. Put it aside. I'm sorry. Now,
I agree with you, but the problem is they don't have the proof.
I don't care about proof.
You need to have proof.
The mere fact that he did nothing, the mere fact that he was on those phone calls, that's proof enough.
That's what plausible deniability is.
You can plause about it all you want. Were you on phone calls with him? Yes. Did you know what was going on? Yes. There's no way on earth that he did not know.
Were you on the phone calls? Yes. Did you know? No.
Did you? Okay.
Devin Archer does fine. They went to the other room to make that phone call. He doesn't know.
All right. Hold on.
Wait, I'm going to get this out here.
If Devin Archer had turned around and said, no, I heard Biden talking about these things to his son and to the other executive, that's one thing.
Where is this taking place? Fantasyland? Because I'm sorry, Anthony, this man has his name being dragged through the mud. He's on the phone with them.
I agree with what you're saying.
So what are you saying? He's not guilty because of that?
No, what I agree with what you're saying. The problem is there is no definite proof.
Hold on.
There's no tapes of it. There's no one coming out and testifying against it. There's nobody who is saying, like, yes, this is what I heard Biden say. Mm-hmm. There is a lot. What do you call it? See, do you know the term? When it's circumstantial evidence.
Okay.
There's a lot of circumstantial evidence here, but you can't put someone away on you can't put someone away on that.
Really?
You have to have hard evidence.
So now because it's
can't
happening
put someone
to Joe
away on
Biden,
circumcised evidence.
You can't
circumcised
do that.
evidence. That's right.
We need hard
the
proof.
hard evidence.
We need hard proof. Okay, let me ask you this: when you have a man that says, "I got the guy fired," and now I held back the $1 billion, and I got him fired, is that proof enough? That's number one. But yet, he's
admitting it.
What? Trump got indicted for that. Trump got indicted for a phone call that they said he was holding back, and it was quid pro quo. And everybody and their brother, even the guy who was on phone with, said, "No, this is bullshit." But he got
Let's
indicted.
not bring
Did-
Trump into this.
Wait a minute. You didn't need proof then, but now you want proof.
Well, when it comes to Trump, we had people
Hold
saying...
on.
Never mind. We're not
Please.
talking about Trump.
Okay. Number one, I don't think any of us can say the term quid pro quo correctly.
Quid pro
Holy
quo.
shit, I said it correctly. Number two,
Oh, you're 2 for 2 tonight, buddy.
fuck you,
You said it slowly.
Cito. Please
So-
go on with your point.
You know, for now, I'm just gonna write out my theory. And right now,
Ride it hard, Cito.
Dad, what you said
You guys are
about
sick people. Oh God, yes.
what did I do?
No. You can't sit there and call us sick people. We get it from you.
Seriously.
It's
Cito's
good to
only
be-
been here for
I'm
3
glad
years,
to
and
be a
you've raised him
teacher.
as well.
I'm not even your biological son, and I can say I got it from you.
Then you know what? On my tombstone, he was semi-useful.
Oh, dear God.
My tombstone's gonna say I got it from him.
'Cause I got to put my own stuff on my tombstone because I know what these motherfuckers are going to put. Thank fucking Christ, he's no longer here.
Oh, God. We have to stop talking about tombstones in this house lately. Jesus Christ. Cito, continue.
So, like I was saying, Dad said like Joe Biden obviously had some kind of knowledge, but I believe that, for example, you know, a father receives a text from his son, "Hey, I'm going to call you in 5 minutes. Can you just say this?" And being the actual, you know, old man that he is, he might just say, "Okay," and do it.
20 times? 20 times to the same people?
Depending on
I'm
what
not
was
sure if
said.
you've known anyone with dementia. I don't know if that's something you've had experience in your.
Yeah, my grandmother had dementia. My
grandmother's
going through
it right now.
My wife's father
Satan
had dementia.
right?
Who?
Your grandmother Satan?
Oh, please, yeah. Look, I'm not going to get that's an insidious disease. I'm
not talking about
Alzheimer's.
Satan.
It was, yes.
I mean,
so
I'm not talking
very
about the
well versed-
Alzheimer's.
I'm very well versed with people with
So,
dementia and
you
all
are.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
So you understand how that can work. There's similar diseases out there that could affect a person's mind in a similar way as dementia. It may be either cognitive or just memory, but it could be a possibility that one person 20 times, it could happen 20 times, especially because of severeness. I'm not saying that like he's not at fault. No, because he still has a sense of responsibility, especially so that he is president of the United States. He should be capable enough to have a sense of responsibility. And if he does not have that, he shouldn't be president.
I totally agree with you.
Not only that, but we also have to factor in that he does go to the doctor. He's an old man, and I'm sure that there's some sort of health protocol to run for president, vice president. And if he's past that shit, and he's got a doctor sign off saying, hey, he's mentally competent enough to run, there's something to be said about that as well. I mean, you're saying that he's
We've seen
dementia,
these
but we
past
don't
4
know.
years.
Like, we're not doctors either.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not doctors either. We've seen in the past 4 years that how much as his own
Sure,
health
yeah.
has been
Let me-
affected to him.
I agree with that.
I got one question for both of you. I'll ask you this.
Aw, we don't get
What
asked a
part
question.
of that dementia took him from you need a slight Indian accent at a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts to completely going the other way, and not even 4 short years, because under Obama, when they were asked him about that, about the gay marriage, he said marriage is between a man and a woman. Me and Barack believe that. Now it's totally different. Does dementia cause that? Is a complete
See, though,
reversal?
you can have the first one on
Hold
that, 'cause
on.
I got to
Okay. Does that completely change his view on that? Does the mere fact that everybody and their brother he wanted to kill the fossil fuel industry, but under Obama, that's what they were riding on? Okay. Does all that change, or does that mean that maybe he was riding the coattails of the people that had to get in? These people need to put. He needed the woke community to put him in there, and he literally rode their coattails right to the presidency. Whether you want to figure it was legit or not, that's a debate for another day. Okay. Maybe do I think he's slightly demented? I think he's fucking fully demented. But I also think he's as crazy as a fox, because this guy this guy has done everything that he was put in there to do. That's all. I mean, you guys can go from there.
I think you said it best at your final statement. He was put in there to do everything that he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said with his family, how they could be possibly like guiding him the way that he's supposed to. I'm pretty sure the Democratic Party had their own ways to do so as well.
Oh, totally agree.
If the family has access, that means the party has access, especially because he's been within the government for many years. It could be easily stated that, like with my theory, that he could have been not just influenced by his family, but the party as well. They know current trends and what will get them the votes that will put a Democratic president in office.
And who do you get for the Democratic president? The guy who was all over the last 8 years before Trump. He's the most recognized Democrat because he held an office that close to the presidency. And we remember Joe Biden. We remember him. He was eating ice cream. He was hanging out with Barack. He called him Superman.
Sniffing children.
He's a common guy. We know him. Common face. That's the guy we had to put up against Trump. Nobody else would have been able to do it.
So do we not hold him accountable?
No. I'm not saying you shouldn't hold him accountable. And I agree with most of the points you made tonight. What I'm saying is, though.
Can't have that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, though, is when it comes to his son, if he's only being fed what he needs to know, then that's giving him grounds to stand on the idea of plausible deniability.
Yeah. On top of that, my own
I can't argue with you. I don't know. I don't know. I can't.
my own view on this, like I said earlier, I do hold him accountable because he has his own responsibility as a president, not as a president, but as a person. And if he is not mentally there to hold that responsibility, he's also responsible for it. Easy as that.
Yeah.
We have a discussion on this last week before the episode. We were talking about his wife.
Oh, that bitch needs to be fucking. I'm sorry, but she needs to be fucking held for crimes against humanity, in my opinion, because what she's
Just for stepping outside because she's ugly.
elderly abuse. Okay, by dragging his fucking nitwit all over the place. Okay,
We're good.
Keep America beautiful. Stay inside.
There's a couple points tonight. I'm like, okay, he didn't say anything bad. All right, let's continue.
she needs to go down. Just yeah.
2 for 2. There was a
the
2
problem
points.
here's
I'm not done yet. We got another.
No.
Don't go off the rails yet.
Okay. So let's put this episode to bed here. Dad, do you believe Joe Biden is a compromised president?
I do believe Joe Biden is totally compromised. I do believe Joe Biden has lied his way into office. I do believe that Joe Biden, and I do believe with Cito to a point that, yes, I think he is absolutely demented. And I do believe there are certain people that are pulling the strings behind him. However, when it comes to his son, I'm sorry. He got on a phone call with that guy, got the guy fired. He knew what he was doing then, and he bragged about it. You know what? Guys with dementia aren't going to sit there and brag about it. I mean, this guy bragged about it on an interview that was being recorded. So, yes. And I also think he's compromised from what he's done to the country. So, that's, yes, my opinion.
Cito, do you believe that he's compromised?
Yes, I do. As I stated
Nice
throughout
transition.
the, latter half of the episode of my theory about what's going on with Joe Biden, I could say, yes, he's compromised. But, there's a further question that we all could think about further is by who? Or who has their hands in this compromised man? He is responsible no matter what. It may be dementia. It may be another mental issue. There are many out there.
Who has their hands inside Joe Biden's
Get your hand out of his ass wallet.
All right.
Well, you know what? I know who it is. It's Jeff Dunham.
Okay.
And he's really Walter.
Oh, no, we lost Josh.
He's Walter. Have you ever taken a good look at Walter? Okay.
Look at the Walter puppet, Josh. Google the Walter puppet.
Well, Jeff
Okay.
Dunham.
I know who the fuck he is.
Jeff Dunham did do a stand-up special where he dressed Walter up as Joe Biden.
Yes, he did.
He looks too much like Joe Biden.
Wes, do you believe Joe Biden is compromised?
I do.
Joshua, do you believe Joe Biden is compromised?
You have to give me a second. I gotta.
That's it.
I do. Oh.
Tony, go, and then I'll go after.
All right. Do I
Joe
think
Biden is compromised.
He's gonna need therapy after tonight.
we'll go to betterhelp.com/question if you need therapy?
Oh, I fucking do after this.
Make sure you do /question. We
Yes.
get the first $200 off that.
Okay, I got you.
So do I think Joe is compromised? I think there is some. Yes, I definitely think he's. First of all, I think if you're over the age of 70, you shouldn't be holding any sort of office. That's a different debate for a different topic. Yeah, I think he's compromised. I think you can't tie him. Even the Republicans admit you can't tie him to the money. But to sit there and think that he didn't, there's absolutely not even a suspicion. Even if you're being told over and over again, Dad, just say this for me or whatever, I'm going to put you on the phone call. eventually, even I think 1 out of 20 times, you're going to be like, what is this for? Like, what's going on here? Like, I think...
Just eat your chocolate ice cream and be quiet.
Just, exactly. It's like, it's one time
Joe.
he would be like asking some sort of question. And until they have hard evidence to tie him directly, they're going to try anyway to get him to where, get him impeached on these alleged crimes. Now, the one thing I do want to just touch on, one thing he said that
Don't
about...
touch anything.
He said all these things, these racist things 30 years ago, and now he's saying the other thing. He rode the woke ideology into office. I agree with that 100%. I do. I also would like to think,
Stop thinking.
that you have people that was 30 years ago, and people change over time, and we have no idea what he really means now. We only know what he is saying. I'll put it like this. I remember as a kid, Dad.
Are you sure we know what he's saying?
I don't think he knows what he's saying.
I remember as a kid, you and our cousin going head to head over Christmas Eve dinner because you were not Republican and he definitely was. Mm-hmm. And now here we are where you were registered red. Mm-hmm. So I mean, my point is like values and ideas and opinions change over time.
Ooh,
but
core values do not.
Hold on. I can sit there and agree to disagree or agree to a point with you, Anthony, because I think yes, you can sit there and to me, I think it all changes in where you are as far as how the parties have changed.
No, that's fine too. I'm not saying that, but like
as you can see with the Democratic Party now, they have completely gone off the rails left. With most people inside the Democratic Party, to a point where they're trying to shut one of their members up, aka RFK Jr., because he, to me, right now the shit that RFK Jr.
he's
speaks,
the most moderate.
He is the most Democratic candidate I've ever seen in my life. He's
a true Democrat.
A true Democrat. That's what I'm saying.
The Democratic Party once was.
RFK.
My favorite president of all time, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Can't get much more Republican Democrat than him.
Exactly.
So, yeah, values
and I feel
will
like
change. Core values don't.
And I feel like you may sit there and disagree with me, but if you take a look at how the Republicans were 40, 50 years ago compared to what Trump is, I think Trump's more towards the center than what Republicans were 40, 50 years ago. So for somebody who's sitting there...
I don't at all.
For someone who's... You're saying that Lyndon B. Johnson is not worse than Trump is. Or Trump, whatever.
Lyndon Johnson was a Democrat.
I thought Lyndon Johnson was Republican.
No, he was Kennedy's VP.
He was Kennedy's vice president.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, Nixon. Who do you think is better, Trump or Nixon?
I'd have to really sit there and compare the two.
Because
depending on what you're asking.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it's a very broad question.
Okay, Nixon was a terrible president. However, he was
so was Carter. You know what I mean? You have
Carter
examples of each side.
Carter was a president who basically was too nice.
Right.
He was a nice guy. He's a peanut farmer from Georgia. He had great values, whatever. And unfortunately, you talk about a guy with dementia right now. That guy's wiping his ass with tree limbs.
Even though he actually can be voted
in as hospice.
He can be voted in as president. He only served one term.
He could.
At 100 years old, he can serve his second term.
I think we found the Democratic Party.
If you're talking about
talk about breaking a record, huh?
No.
But like to me, I feel like Trump. Again, I didn't live through this. The only thing I could sit there is through policies and stuff like that. Trump to me is more like Reagan.
Trump is more like Reagan with a sick mouth.
That's what I'm saying.
Ronald Reagan. First of all, you love Ronald Reagan.
Was Reagan far right?
Not far right. No, Ronald Reagan worked with the Democrats when Tip O'Neill was the Speaker of the House. He worked with them. They were friends. Nobody was out to shoot each other and kill each other and like they do now.
That's the biggest thing right now. You
got people.
Anyone saying anything you want about the next person.
It's terrible. People in Congress right now, like the Squad, who say so many derogatory things against this country. And what we have now is a complete lack of respect for the country. We're always worried about this ideology and that ideology. But the whole thing comes down to very simple. These people are not from this country, but they got a lot to say about the country. And they got a lot of bad things to say about the country. And people side with them because, I guess, there's no respect for the country.
Not to go to
getting back to Nixon.
Yeah, what I was trying to make, as far as my point is, I feel like Trump is not as bad as Republicans of 100 years ago. And I feel like the Democrats now are far off the rails of how Democrats were 100 years ago.
What was a Republican 100 years ago? I mean, I want to know.
I mean, if you
that's a big comparison.
yeah, like if you want to sit there and say with Republicans of how they were the Republican, the Southern Republican of the 40s and 50s, stuff
I'll
like
say
that.
something that's probably going to be
Segregated.
controversial.
Some of them
Than that.
still carry those values.
Now, again, a lot of people. All you hear is through the years, the Republicans have been racist. The Republicans are this one, there's that one. They don't like.
Well, they were actually founded to as the opposition of Democrats who wanted to keep slavery in.
Right, exactly. And who was the president that freed the slaves again?
Well,
remind me.
It was Lincoln.
And what was he?
He was a Republican.
Okay, that's all I need to ask.
But that's what I'm saying. From Lincoln to the 40s and 50s, 1940s and 50s, you're talking what, 60, 70 years at that point? Because almost 100 years, 90 years. You're talking about a complete switch of how the Republicans were.
It's
the same thing with the Democrats.
It's not
in the
switch.
It is a switch.
How is it a switch?
In the 1900s, hold on, Tito. In the 1900s, Democrats were the anti-segregation, anti-this. The Republicans were for segregation. They wanted to keep segregation there. As far as the Southern Republicans,
I'm totally losing with you, because I'm sorry to tell you, I think you're dead wrong on that one, because the Southern Democrats, aka the George Wallaces of the world, were the same ones that were blocking black people from getting into universities in Alabama. Okay, and who do you think sent the National Guard there to say no? Those black kids are getting in there.
That was Kennedy.
That was John Kennedy. Yeah. So no, I totally disagree with you. The Republicans are not the ones of trying to keep people aside. Robert Byrd was a segregational racist. What was he? Oh, I'm sorry. He was a Democrat. From where? South Carolina. So, no, the Republican Party, here's how this got started. The Republican Party stood by. I'm going to be honest with you, this Republican Party sometimes, they're nothing but a bunch of cowards. They keep their mouths shut when they shouldn't. All right? The Democrats will promise the minority communities in this country the world and tell them the Republicans will never hurt to help you. They'll do nothing for you. We're the party that's going to help you. But when they get in office, the same people that they said they're going to help, they do nothing to help them. Okay,
really
except once in a while they give a couple of handouts here and there, and the weak-minded people, not all of them, because you got a lot of people in the minority community are waking up.
Yeah,
to this bullshit. They don't. I'm not a victim. Don't make me a victim.
There's a lot more people now. But again, what I was trying to say is that now I believe the Democrats now
this is a whole nother debate.
Are way left. Joe Biden is from what
soul to soul, folks.
From what John F. Kennedy was. And what Robert Kennedy is now, Joe Biden is so far left, it's not even funny.
If Joe Biden was, if John Kennedy, and this nitwit that we got for a president was around at that time, John Kennedy would laugh in his face. Okay, So would Lyndon Johnson, who I don't like, and Lyndon Johnson was a racist. All right, he was a terrible racist.
He was a biggin.
Or even though he was the one that he formed these camps, the PC camps and everything else to help the minorities, he never did any of that. All right, he was bad.
But, okay,
can I go?
Yes, Joshua, please go.
Jesus. All right. So my answer is coming from a point of view of someone who is just a bystander, who doesn't really know much. Is he compromised? From my point of view, I would say yes, but I am thinking of it more of whether it's his family or the government. Doesn't matter which one, or even outside influences across the planet. What it really comes down to is just it's fucking evil. It really is, because for me, it's like, you're taking advantage of an elderly man who we can all either agree or disagree is basically mentally unstable. It's either, it seems like he might be coherent or he's not coherent. And I feel like they can take advantage of everything in between, whether he is or isn't. And I think they're guiding him towards whatever goal they're working for. And not to defend him, but he will probably most likely take the fall if it goes that far for what other people are doing behind the scenes in order to control him.
And we always talk about people in controlling the government. I wouldn't be surprised.
Illuminati.
I mean, that's just my point of view. I mean, I can see from all of your guys' point of view because you know more about politics than I do. At this point,
Not
this
really.
episode,
Personally speaking.
okay, first of all, you all probably know about 25% more than I do. I know about 0%.
I look
Anyway,
up as I go. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He do.
for me, I have no real knowledge. I mean, we learned in school, but then after that, I was like, I don't give a fuck. So it's like,
I don't give a fuck.
It's only the country I live in. What do I give a shit how it runs?
exactly. It's like, as long as we're
You
still in
dick.
The only big bitches I can fuck.
Exactly. Fat girl. I'm not gonna go into that. Anyway,
Where's that political party at?
I'm just seeing it as, I guess I could say, a decent human being, not as someone who actually is into politics and has a political stance. It's fucked up. It's evil. We don't know how bad his mental health is, and at the end of the day, they're just taking advantage of him. I mean, whether he does know what he's doing or not is up in the air, basically, as far as I can say, because to what Tony said, it's plausible deniability. Maybe he really doesn't know. And it's like, it's hard to sit there, at least for me, to sit there and say, yes, he's guilty all the way because of the mental health issues. Whether he does or doesn't, whether it was the aneurysms he had or just the fact that he's fucking old. It's crazy to me. Like, I can't make an actual political stance like you guys do. I could just say that as a person trying to watch what's going on, he's definitely compromised in some way, shape, or form.
You watch him and go, there's something fucked up about him. I don't know what it is. There's something I found in the fuselage, Frederick.
Yeah, it is because for me, like, the one thing I've seen was like he was in the middle of a speech. He stopped dead, walked away, and then came back. It's like that right there just shows me, like, I don't think he's well.
It's not like W. Like, we knew W was stupid.
Exactly. There's stupidity, and then
W,
there's
not W. I heard W too. He's talking about George W.
I said W.
So
I knew W was stupid.
So it's like, from that point of view, as someone watching on, it's like, why the fuck have measures not been taken? It's like, if he's compromised or not, if it's his health,
because the
get him
people
out
that
of
are gonna-
office.
The people that were, well, the only one, this is going to come as a surprise to you, but the only one that actually can start something against him right now is Kamala Harris. She can invoke the 25th Amendment, and she's the only one in the government that can do that according to the Constitution. Okay. And what that would do is that would start proceedings against him. And the reason why they put that clause in there was, or that amendment in there, is because if the president gets sick, and he gets ALS or something like that, and he insists on not leaving, the vice president can then invoke that, and that would trigger Congress into looking into it, and she would have to bring just cause to do that. But no one else can do it. They can do the impeachment hearings. They're not going to remove them. You got a Senate that's run by the
2/3 Democrat.
By the Democrats. Right? You would need 2/3. The Republicans in the House could bring upon impeachment against them, which is basically impeachment means indictment. That has to go to the Senate. When it gets to the Senate, they have to vote on it. They can vote to impeach him, and then they send him back to office and send him a gift basket, because it doesn't mean it's got no teeth. If the Senate gets it and says, yes, we're voting to impeach, and then they do a call number in the House and it gets to 3/4, then they have to, the U.S. Marshal Service would then go to the White House and remove him from office. At that point, swear in the vice president. It's a tough situation. You have a Republican, you have a Democratic-led Senate. They're not going to remove him. And even if the Republicans were real, they wouldn't remove him either because they like him because he's dumb as a box of rocks, and they can control him.
Yeah.
They can't control Kamala Harris. She's just she's batshit crazy if you really want to get to it. But that's basically what it comes down to.
She says some weird shit sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Over and over again, and the choice of the people, and the people
Okay,
of the choice.
so my
it's
point of view,
redundant.
I'm gonna sit there and say that I think he is compromised, only because of all the shit that we have here. And you could sit there and say, well, he's in office and he's probably most likely mentally incapable or mentally unstable or anything like that. I think that he knows what's happening with his son. He knows the shit that is happening, and he that's why he doesn't want to comment on it, period. And I think he knows that he's involved. Now, I understand there's no money in his account. There's nothing. You can't prove that people are his family is hiding money for him or holding money aside for him or anything like that.
Well, at best he's a liar. He's been saying right along. I didn't know anything. I don't know anything. I never talked to him, and there he's on his phone.
I was just about to say, like, you think of it like this: you're an old man, you're in your 80s. How much time do you have left? Do you need the money? You're the fucking president of the United States. It would be smart, like the idea of legacy. Let your family have it. I don't need the money. You guys are going to commit some act. I'll help you do the act, but it's not going to hurt me because I'm not going to benefit from it anyway. And if I get caught, what? You know what I mean? Like, what doesn't matter? So if you can pull this off, go for it. I don't need the money.
The only problem I have with it,
but you got to prove that.
The only problem I have with it, and this is where we'll end the episode, is the hypocrisy of it. The hypocrisy of they're going to indict Trump on basically if he plucked his hair the wrong way, and Biden's doing something fishy over here, but we don't need to see that. Focus on Trump. I think that's really the thing that really pisses me off about the whole situation is that no one, as far as politically, gives a fuck. They're trying, like the Republicans are trying to get him, and there's a lot more people coming out, a lot more, but again, with how the country is run and how many people are in Senate that are Democrats and Congress are Democrats, it's not going to go anywhere. Because they don't care. They want to get Trump, so they know Trump's not going to run for 2024. That's their focus. Their focus not on Biden or Hunter Biden. And that's the problem I have. You can have all the evidence in the fucking world on Biden. It's not going to go anywhere if the fucking Senate or Congress don't want to do anything with it.
Listen, I think because Hunter is still being indicted for other things, he will be found guilty. And I think he's done enough weird shit that he's definitely broken the law, in my opinion, and he will be brought up on charges, and he should go to jail for it, and he probably will see the inside of a jail cell.
Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath.
Well, the fact that the judge threw out that clause in his thing last month.
That clause was written by Jack Weiss. Jack Weiss was the one who gave him the sweetheart deal. And the judge
I understand that.
Okay. Jack Weiss is now the special appointed prosecutor by the DOJ, by that nitwit that they call the... Okay, he's now the same guy who wrote the sweetheart deal. Right. Is the same guy that's going to be looking into Hunter Biden. What do you think he's going to find? Okay.
My point is, though, the judge threw that sweetheart deal out.
I understand that. That's fine.
So there's at least somebody out there who's going, Hunter needs to stand trial if he's going to plead not guilty.
And if this guy Jack Weiss comes by and says, you know what, we're looking into it, and there's really nothing here, we're just going to move on, or he's going to stonewall enough time when they already have some
like
circles.
They did with Hillary.
Okay, well, the stonewalling is coming very simple. They're going to drag it through the mud until the help me out, Cito. What happens when a crime is committed but it isn't prosecuted?
Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitation. Who's run out on this up a couple of things, and if that goes by, then you know what? I could just hear it now. The prosecutor saying, you know what? Yes, we did find this, we did find out, but the statute of limitations has run out. Okay, and we're not going. You just now
you're talking about
the president's this DOJ just appointed the Fox to watch the hen house. Okay, and if that isn't telling you that this guy's compromised, He could have jumped in and said, absolutely not. This is not the way it's going to work. But he did nothing about it. Again, maybe he doesn't even know. Who knows? I don't know. That could be a very,
All right.
I don't know.
So that's where we'll end this episode here. If you guys want to figure out if Joe Biden is compromised or not, again, you can use all the sources we use, read it up, come to your own conclusions.
Let us know. We'd like to hear from you.
Comment on our video on YouTube. Go to Green Hour Media on YouTube. Comment on our Buzzsprout page. Go to our website. Email us. Let us know what you think if Joe Biden is compromised or not.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the bell. Subscribe. We like to keep you around for a little while anyway.
I like that, Dad. Thank you very much.
And send us an email. If you go to greenarrowmedia.org, right there on the splash page, it says if you want to contact us, if you want to get involved with Green Arrow Media, hit that button. A box will pop up. You write your email, send it to us. We read them.
I'm reading it. I'm writing one right now. Fuck you, Anthony. Okay.
That's fair.
So let's just next week's episode is
Can we be on opposite sides, please? I don't like this being on the same sides with Anthony.
well, no, it's not a debate episode.
It's not a debate episode.
We're talking about the Walmart conspiracy theory.
Oh, okay. No, that should be fine.
What about being same size with me?
Well, see, you're like the little voice of reason. You know what you are? You're like that little the good devil and the bad devil on my shoulder.
The good devil and the bad devil?
Well,
You know
the
good
good-
devils?
You're both of them.
Okay, it's like
He has
you
a
will
good
sit
devil and a bad
actually-
devil.
You will sit and actually look at
Think.
reason and think.
Anthony doesn't think.
You know, and
My ass.
now I'm gonna be honest with you.
just
If I had a call, would your political leanings would be? I would say you'd lean more towards the Democrats. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but you're at least gonna sit there and think. Anthony, total Democrat, total fucking liberal. That's the end of it.
I'm gonna be honest. I would say I'm Democrat.
I love
but
it.
let's
Yeah.
be honest. RFK.
RFK.
RFK, baby.
Trump and RFK in 2024.
I would definitely vote Trump if he turned around and chose RFK as his vice
If he
president.
did, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
The president's in prison and RFK's in an insane asylum. They can run the country like that.
Well, no, CIA's gonna pop him. We already know that.
Oh, now you need to get that out of there. Don't be saying shit like that.
Hey,
Why? Am I fucking wrong?
the Kennedy curse still goes on until
Yeah,
there's
we do
no
have
more.
a-
Go to the Kennedy curse episode. By the
We
way.
don't think. I don't think we talked about Robert F. Kennedy on
There's
the
a guy
Kennedy
cleaning a
curse.
rifle somewhere going 2 out of 3 isn't bad.
So please continue listening to our episodes next week, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're talking about the Walmart conspiracy theory, and the conspiracy theory, guys, that Walmarts are turning into military-styled bases, camps.
Abandoned Walmarts.
Abandoned Walmarts. They shut down the Walmarts, and I think they shut down the Walmarts and the surrounding town. I think it is also, and they turn it into military bases.
There was I don't know the exact name of it, but there was it was a Operation something or other where they
That's
just
like 15
decided
years
to
ago.
bring the military through the streets, and some say it was an exercise. I don't know. You know what? We'll save it for next week.
We're going to talk more
I want
about
to get
that
all my
next
shit
week.
together on that one.
Anthony, please read off our social medias.
Head on over to tiktok.com/isthisrealpc. When you do that, you'll see our page and you'll see all the videos we put up about various topics. You'll see episode clips. In there, you'll see our link. You see our link. Linktree is what it's called?
Yes, Linktree.
Linktree. When you click on that, you get all of our links to all of our social media. You get your YouTube. You get our website directly. You get our
Facebook, X.
YouTube. Right? It's called X now. OnlyFans. You get all of
No,
them.
no, we do not have an OnlyFans.
You don't know
Damn
our
it.
story.
Jesus Christ. All right. But again, go follow us. What is
You
your
can buy our feet pick package.
Jesus Christ. What is your
That's gonna take me 5 too long seconds to look. So next time,
no, you don't know your TikTok?
not by heart.
Okay. Random Westvids, go follow him on TikTok. You don't have a TikTok, do you?
No, he does not.
No.
Boomer.
Pope Tony the First.
Pope Tony the First, JC3_ITR. And what is yours again?
I don't have one.
I think you do have a TikTok.
I'm not giving it out here.
Okay, he doesn't want to give out his TikTok. Go follow all of our social medias. Again, guys, please go buy some t-shirts. Look at all the t-shirts we have. You want the Giant Space Ween
Giant
t-shirt?
Space Ween.
Or is
And
this real
where are we gonna
t-shirts?
be?
What?
That's on our spread shop,
Where
which
are we
is
going to
right
be?
through our link in the bio.
Oh, yeah, September 10th, we are going to be in Red Bank at the Red Bank Street Fair. So come down and say hello If you're in the area, come down and say hello and buy a t-shirt. Well, buy a mug, and we will definitely sit there and take pictures, give you a question, answer some questions, and you might be on our YouTube video.
That's right. If you're a crazy super fan who's female with loose morals, Joey wants to speak with you.
That's
That
not
ain't
true
no
at all.
lie.
I mean, that's true, but that's not true.
And I'll sign anything. Just don't pull like a Mark Chapman on us. Like, I love you so much. And we don't need that kind of exposure.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I don't need to be schmott, all right? So please.
What's the name of that chick that took the guy hostage in the cabin? He was like a writer and just like held him there.
Are you talking about the Kathy Bates
You
movie?
talking about Misery?
Misery.
Yeah, we need a Kathy Bates for him.
No, we don't.
Yes, we
Wait till
do.
the first guy pulls up in the thing and it says, you autograph anything? And whoops at his joint. And then he has to sign it.
You want to touch Roblox's head?
No,
There's a lot of people who's like, I just want to rub your head like a bowling ball.
I don't fucking care.
They can polish it.
This
has
will
to
be the
be like-
one time I
listen.
say I'm glad I'm not there.
I'll sign anything, and it has to be long ways. I'm not going to be holding the tip and have to sign underneath it.
All right, everyone say goodnight.
Go on, tattoo it now. See what?
Good night.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
to me.
catch you guys next week. Remember, question everything. Good night, guys.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc, or on Twitter at isthisrealpc, or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.